Hello, everyone, and welcome to the episode of Clockwork Cantina 136. How are you doing out there, guys? I'm one of your hosts, Josh 902, and this is the other host of the show.
DT3 was good, everybody.
How you doing out there, guys? First half of the show will be the usual. We got news. I hope you're ready for a lot of trailers, because that is definitely what's in the news, a good chunk of. And in the second half of the show, we'll be talking about House of the Dragon, which had its season finale last night. We watched. And we'll be talking about that in the second half of the show. But
Definitely
yeah,
gonna be fun. Yeah, that's
for sure.
I'll talk about that one.
For sure. Like the last few weeks and really some weeks going forward, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff to talk about in terms of shows. Like last, we talked about the Lord of the Rings show. We talked about She-Hulk. We'll be talking about Andor when we finish that up, and we'll be talking about House of the Dragon today. Lots of shows we've been watching. We watched Cobra Kai not just a couple weeks ago and watched that.
A lot of TV, man. A lot of TV.
Lots of TV, man. A ton of it. But yeah, let's just go ahead and hop right into it here with what we've been up to this past week. DT3, what have you been up to this past week?
Been playing a lot of Overwatch 2, Fortnite, Road Company. Still got that rotation of games going right now. I got the battle pass for those, so I'm trying to make progress and all that stuff. I watched the 7th episode of Andor. Very interesting. That show is getting better and better to me. Um, be very curious to see where they go at the end of the season because there's kind of a lot of little subplots that's going on right now. And I wonder if they're going to be able to, fully get to where they want to go in this first season with all of that. But yeah, watch that. Obviously, watched House of the Dragon. Played a little bit of Animal Crossing because I was on a friend's stream and she was like, "Yo, let's play this for a little bit." So I was like, "Okay." So played that. Played on my own stream this game called Stories Untold. Now that we're kind of I'm in the swing of like the horror, spooky games. So I played that, beat it. Started playing this game called Phobia Saint Dinfa Hotel. I'll be playing more of that. Videos are going up on YouTube, but I'll be playing more of that tomorrow. And then I played this beta for this game called The First Descendant. I got a Twitch drop for a beta key code, and it's okay. It feels like Destiny. It feels like a third person Destiny, really. So it's fine, but I'm playing like a bunch of other games right now that I'm like, I don't, I wasn't really feeling it right at the moment. But I tried it for a little bit at least just to try it out. Yeah, that's pretty much been the majority of what I've been up to. Um, yeah, that's pretty much been it. I definitely want to try to get to now that we're kind of slowing down with all these live shows that are happening right now. I want to try and get to watching or catching up on stuff that I haven't seen yet. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Oh, also another thing I didn't put in here was I read more comics because I still have Marvel Unlimited for a little bit more. So I haven't been reading as much as I have in the past, but I did, I have been reading a couple more here and there, and yeah, trying to read as much as I can, even if I'm not reading as much as I was at the beginning of the month. But yeah, still enjoying that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Here's what I've been up to this past week. I had a cheat day this past week, so the weigh-in is not the best. We went up a few pounds, but it happens when you have a cheat day. You start retaining water. Not a big deal. Totally expected it. But the reason I had a cheat day and I had it a little early, I had it about a week earlier than what I usually do, is I went and I saw Black Adam on Thursday, I believe, is the day I went, because my theater's always like Thursday 3 p.m. We will be watching or sorry, they will be showing movies that come out like on Friday or that night. They show them a little bit early. I have no idea why they do that, but they do. So I got to see Black Adam. I went into the movie theater, bought my ticket, got a popcorn, got a drink, sat down, looked around. There was literally nobody there. I was by myself for the most part for Black Adam, except for like I think some people. I think like a couple of couples came in right before the start, and I was like, "Where's everybody at?" Well, it's 3 p.m. on a Thursday, so everybody's working or out doing stuff. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool having pretty much the entire fucking theater to myself. I was by myself. I didn't take anybody with me. And I saw Black Adam. I'm not gonna say much on Black Adam because a lot of you out there probably haven't had a chance to see it yet. But I will say Dr. Fate's a badass, and I love Dr. Fate, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. Andor episode 7. I've seen that. We'll be talking about Andor in a future episode, which we've mentioned a couple times. I'm setting up the workshop. The workshop is officially set up, the new one. We moved out of the old one and into the new one. And I've run into a problem I realized today, which is that the workshop, the new workshop, and probably the old workshop too, would have encountered this problem. The weather has been getting really cold. And since I used resin to cast dice, they're not fully curing. They're not hardening. So I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna have to heat it up in that workshop a little bit, with like a heating pad or like a heating thing that you can wrap around the pot. But yeah, that's the deal with the workshop. Workshop's pretty much set up at this point, and we're gonna be back to dice making. Played D&D on Saturday. Yeah, I think it was Saturday.
Right. Yeah, that's why you guys played D&D on Saturday.
With a couple folks. We just had 2 people for some West Marches, but they were dying to play. We haven't played in ages. So we did a little D&D for a few hours to hopefully help scratch that itch for those folks that wanted to play. And the last thing I've been doing is I'm doing an audiobook. Been listening to an audiobook of a book by Stephen King called Fairy Tale. Which is like, you know how Stephen King, like everybody's like, yes, he's a horror writer. And this is classified as like dark fantasy, but I haven't gotten to any of those parts yet.
Oh damn.
So like it's an interesting story. It's about a like a 17-year-old who like inherits these keys to like a parallel world. Which I'm on part 44. That still has not happened yet. He still hasn't gotten the keys, and he still hasn't gone to this parallel world yet. It's very much like building up his home life, which is fine. It's cool. It's just like the synopsis was like it spoiled like the whole bit that I haven't even gotten to yet, and I feel like I've been listening to the book for a little bit. So, so far I'm enjoying it. And I would actually recommend it. It's a new book. So yeah, check out Fairy Tale by Stephen King if any of that interests you. And that's really it for me. I haven't played any games really. I haven't had a lot of time with the move in the workshop and going to the movies and getting my sleep scheduled kind of back to normal. I played a bit of Phasmo, a little bit. I think I forgot to put it in my notes. Only remembered because I looked at Steam and it was like, hey, remember when you played Phasmo the other day? But we are going to be playing games and stuff, so we'll be talking about that, I'm sure, next week. The new RimWorld expansion's out, and I got that, and I want to play that, and that stuff. Mostly been fixing my sleep schedule. My sleep schedule is getting back on normal track. I was staying up all night, kicking it in DT3's Discord server till like 6 a.m. East Coast time, and it was like, you know, this is probably not a good idea to do. Although I'm sure it'll get fucked up again because just hanging out in the Discord is so much fun. Um, but yeah, that's kind of all I've been up to, guys. Yeah, DT, we want to go ahead and hit the news, my friend, and get the show on the road, shall we?
Yep. Let's do it if
All right.
that's all we got for that.
That's all I got. Let's do it. What do we have up first for the gaming news?
All right. So, first things first for the gaming news, we have some Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty news. And that is that Sasha Grey will portray a radio DJ in that. There was a tweet and a video that was put out by the official Cyberpunk account, and they are calling it a new community radio station that is coming to Night City in Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion. Uh, and Sasha Grey is going to be playing a DJ called Ash for 89.7 Growl FM, and they're gonna be like putting together like a music track inspired by the video, which I'm not. We can play a bit of if you want. It's a really short like 40-second
Yeah, we can play a little bit of it.
uh
Why not?
thing if you want to throw that up. You can click on either the tweet or the YouTube. Yeah, whichever's fine. There you go. So let's play it in three, two, one, go.
What's up, Pacifica? Got to thinking. Hey, so what if I gave my Dogtown dwellers something juicy to really sink their teeth into? Because I just jacked my own dish and set up shop right here on the toughest turf in all Night City. That's right, folks. Your girl Ash is primed to dispense some fresh new beats and Dogtown deeds every single day, especially for you. So crank that volume to the max and kick back, my tunes, as we got a whole lot cooking for
Hey,
you on
my
the brand new
tunes.
89.7
Hell yeah.
Growl FM.
So they're accepting submissions until November 30th of this year. And there is a link. There's a couple links actually. Um, one of them is where you can submit your tracks, and then the next one is kind of like here are the rules set of the contest and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool though that they're doing something like this. You know,
Yeah. Neat.
get everybody's creative side going, making music that'll fit for the game. Um, yeah, so that'd be cool. And also the other thing is that they accept songs in like different languages too. So what they have here is they accept vocals. So before I do that, let me go ahead and read the do's and the don'ts. So the do's that they say are: do create your music in any style or genre. Do make a song or instrumental track accepted vocals in English, Spanish, Chinese, and Japanese. Do ensure the track is between 2 and 3 minutes long, and do save your piece in the PCM WAV stereo 24-bit format. So those are the do's. Then there's the don'ts, which is don't use or sample copyrighted protected music. Don't copy lyrics or lines from other songs and works of fiction, uh, etc. for verbatim. The track must be an original piece. Don't use someone else's vocals without their permission, and don't include obviously any racist, xenophobic. I mean, all the sexist, defamatory, illegal, or offensive stuff. So all the don'ts are kind of pretty obvious to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you got to throw it out there so people for the stupids, right? So but yeah, they also have the little rules list there, and then they have the like here's the prize thing should you win, or all the rules that come with all that stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm it'll be interesting to see what people come up with and how creative people are. And yeah, it's gonna be a whole new station added to the Phantom Liberty DLC. I'm actually excited for the DLC because I really enjoyed the original game, so I'm looking forward to getting back to it and trying out this DLC whenever this comes out. So that'll be fun.
Same. Oh man. All right, what do we got next?
Next up, we have uh some news on The Sims because The Sims 5 is in development. It has a cool new build mode and it's undergoing or being developed under the name of Project Renee. Um so after 8 years of The Sims 4 and its expansions, people are starting to wonder what's coming next. This past Tuesday, The Sims developer Maxis unveiled a very early look at Project Renee, the code name for the game that will eventually become The Sims 5. During the Behind the Sims Summit, Max's vice president of franchise creative for The Sims, Lindsay Pearson, shared high-level plans for upcoming Sims content. She officially announced Project Renee, the next mainline Sims game, which will allow for solo or collaborative play and cross-play across various devices. The preview of the project focused on technical systems like building and customization, but didn't show off actual Sims themselves. The preview showed a player customizing a room and it looked very different than the current buy and build mode in Sims 4. In one example, the player was shown taking apart a bed to manually adjust the shape of the headboard and the texture of the blankets. In another, the player was able to decorate a couch by picking the right throw pillow and then adjusting it carefully so it landed just right. With these features and the asymmetrical room layouts on display, it looks like players will be able to create every very unique homes for their Sims. Project Renee also makes the building phase of the game significantly more social, with the buy and build phase becoming a multiplayer feature for those interested in sharing their builds. Friends can hop in and decorate a room together right in Project Renee instead of having to use screen sharing to get advice. The building phase is also fully cross platform. During the preview, one player was seen scrolling through the furniture catalog on their phone to fill the room before tinkering with the details on PC. Pearson also stressed that Maxis has never shared in progress looks at the Sims title so early in the development cycle, that the developer will continue to share updates on Project Renee over the next few years. As far as The Sims 4 goes, they are going to be continuing support with updates and expansions as they go. Now that it's free to play, it'll also be updated next year with 2 additional expansions. In 2023, Sims 4 will also or yeah, in 2023, Sims 4 will also see the addition of infants, which will expand on the baby stage of the Sims life. The developer also has plans to collaborate with the mod platform CurseForge. So that is all news on The Sims and the future of that franchise.
Interesting
Um,
stuff. To be honest,
yeah,
like the kind of multiplayer little bit aspect of it's really cool. Like if you need help with something, be like that. Like maybe you're not the best at The Sims, or maybe you're not the best at building or decorating, and maybe you got a
yeah,
homie that is, right? And you're like, hey man, I'm having an issue with this. Can you hop in and help me? And they can do that. That's kind of cool. Being able to do stuff on your phone and then go to the PC is kind of cool. But obviously not a whole lot they can give you. Like they're not even calling it The Sims 5. They're just calling it Project Renee. So that means we got a long road to
we got
hoe on
years
that
to
one.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
years to go on that one for sure.
But that franchise, I'm genuinely curious to like how much money that franchise makes, because by God, it ain't ever gonna die. It's gonna be The Sims forever.
With all these fucking expansions and they're coming out with more and nah, dude, it's a lot. It is a lot. I know there's a lot of people excited for Sims 5, but yeah, it's
Hmm.
gonna be it's years away at this point. Like Josh was saying, they're calling it Project Renee. They're gonna be sharing details and stuff about it for the next few years. It's not coming out anytime soon. So just enjoy The Sims 4 while you still can. And
And you can do it right now for free,
yeah.
right? I believe
Yeah,
right?
you
It's
can.
free
It
now.
it is
Oh
it is
yeah.
free as of last week. It is free. So you can go over on Steam or wherever the hell you play your games and pick it up for free. And then if you want, you can get the expansions because I'm sure you're gonna want to. But yeah, um, that's I said like I said that's news. That's the news on The Sims. So
That's pretty cool.
next up, let's talk a little bit about Fortnite and the Fortnitemares 2022 event. They have a little trailer here for what is currently going on in the game. If you want to play that real quick, Josh, it's a little 40-second thing about this
Oh
year's
yeah.
Fortnitemares event.
We can do that.
So let's go ahead and play that. 3, 2, 1, go.
Fortnite mares.
So this is the little video they put out like right before the event started, showing off some of the new skins like Ash from the Evil Dead. Some of the other stuff they brought in or are bringing in. That wolf thing with the claws is a weapon and mythic weapon in game called the Howler Claws,
Huh.
and it's pretty interesting how it works. Get it? But yeah, it has like this wolf scent ability, which is kind of like works kind of like a heartbeat sensor, which you can kind of see where people are in game and whatnot. And they've added there's like a little quest line you can do. If you click on the there's a little link below that, Josh, for the Fortnite blog post
Got
right
it.
below that video. They share more details about what was added. So the Howler Claws, like I said, was one of the things. That's like the big mythic weapon that they added. They added this horde mode called Horde Rush, where you and 3 other people can, fight zombies for a little bit. It'll be up until November 1st. Um, and then they added new, you know, seasonal weapons like uh or items like the pumpkin launcher and items like candy which you can eat that'll give you different things like eating the peppermint will make you run faster and the jelly bean I think things will make you jump higher and stuff like that. And then there's the Fortnitemares quest, which give you like rewards like a glider and a back bling and a pickaxe and stuff. And yes, and then new skins like the the one here, the dude with the hand on as a head, and the lady who's like rib cage is all open. But yeah, so it's been some of that what has been going on right now with the current event. I've been playing it, and a few other people have been playing it, and it's been yeah, it's been cool. Been pretty neat. It's my first Fortnitemares. I know it's been around every year for Halloween for the past several years now, but I didn't start playing the game till this year, so all this is new to me, and it's been all right. I've heard that previous years have been better from other people, but it's been okay. I had to pick up that Ash skin from Evil Dead because that one's badass, dude. So I had to get that one. And I'm very curious to see what they bring out. Hopefully, they bring back some of the other older skins, from previous years because they've had some pretty dope ones in the past. So we shall see. Um, but yeah, that's the Fortnite stuff for tonight.
Hell yeah.
We can move on now to some big Silent Hill news because Konami announced fucking a gang of shit for Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally a bunch of shit for this series. Like new games. It was like what, like a movie and a TV show or something. I don't even know really. Like there's so much, but we're gonna get into that right now. So here we go. Konami shared a number of Silent Hill announcements as a part of its Silent Hill transmission presentation, confirming many rumors as well as putting others to bed. Um, so the biggest news probably is that they're remaking Silent Hill 2. There's a trailer for that. Which if we want, we can check that out now.
Sure.
Let's throw that up here. So
I am
I
ready.
actually I've never played any of these games, so I don't
Me
really
neither.
know. I've only heard things about them. I don't really know too much about them. But I know there's a lot of people that are looking forward to this one in particular, Silent Hill 2, the remake. So let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go. Ew, cockroach.
Makes you think of that creep show episode.
Honestly, it does, because that's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, this is just creep show
Hey,
all over again.
that's where my brain went to, or I wouldn't have said it.
Fucking creep show, man.
My hands are dirty.
Could she really be here, waiting for me? Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
I know what you are. I know why I needed you. But it's all over now. I don't need you anymore. I'm ready. Mary?
Oh no, Pyramid Head. Which is about the only thing I know about these games.
I know, right? I was sitting here thinking, isn't it funny that we know the creature, but have never played the game?
I
Like,
don't-
Pyramid Head's
listen.
a thing, like, everywhere.
Even after watching this trailer, I still don't know what the fuck is going on, dude. Like, I don't know jack shit about these games. Like, other than they're like horror games, and then for some reason there's a dude with a pyramid head walking around doing whatever he's doing. Like, I don't know shit about this, these games, like really. So, yeah, I I I don't share the hype that everybody else does, because I never played the original or anything
Well,
like that.
I haven't seen a lot of hype. What I've seen is people worried because it's being developed or remade by Bloober. And Bloober doesn't have the best track record. Like they're the guys that did Layers of Fear and that Blair Witch game that was really bad. So it's a little worrying for those people. I know there were a lot of people that were just a little concerned about the team that got picked to do it. They also did The Medium, which I think had some issues. So it's a little worrying. The good news is that it's a remake, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
all you really have to worry about is building the game up. You don't got to worry about the story because it already exists. So
Exactly.
don't fuck that part up, and you'll be good. Right?
Much.
I
Yeah.
will say I've seen the screenshot of this dude's face. I'm gonna post a photo. Go full screen here and show you guys on screen. I've seen this photo everywhere. I think his face looks fucking weird, dude. Like, it's very weird looking when he's looking in that mirror. I don't think it looks very good, personally. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm like, that doesn't look the best to me. But that's just me. What's next on the Silent Hill news, DT?
So the next thing is they followed up with Silent Hill Townfall, which is a new game from developer No Code, the creators of Observation and Stories Untold, which I recently played Stories Untold. So interesting. See what this is all about. But they have a teaser. So let's check that one out. Silent Hill Townfall.
Let's do it. You count us down, DT?
3, 2, 1, go.
Let's check this out.
Why are you here? No.
Oh no,
This place.
Death
Why are you
Stranding.
here? You're to be punished. That's good, I like it. You know what, I think you're right. I think we've done something so awful that we are stuck here in this place, being judged by these people. But for you, I think it's more than that. I think you're here for some other reason. And I don't want to be anywhere near you when you figure that out.
Well,
Okay. Well, there's that. Again, I don't know what the fuck is going on,
was
but
Stories Untold first person?
yes.
I wonder if that's what
But
this is gonna be.
it was definitely first person. Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. I don't know what to expect. But I just think it's wild that after all these years of not having anything Silent Hill, they're like, hey, we're making a bunch of new shit. Because why not?
I know. It's weird because
yeah.
Konami was on the pachinko train, right? Like that was like the thing. It's like they weren't making games. Games weren't profitable. They were doing pachinko, and that's what was making them all the monies. And then I guess over the period of time, there's just been fans like, man, PT, Silent Hill, PT, Silent Hill, PT, Silent Hill, and they were like, wait a minute, I sense money to be made here with one of our IPs. Mayhap we should do
I actually want
something
to play our
beside
shit. Oh man.
beside pachinko. So, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm curious to when these games release how they're gonna be, quality wise. So, that would be my biggest worry when it comes to this, all these announcements, right? Because it's like they dropped 5 million things, and obviously some will be out before others. And it's a lot, right? It's a lot. So like, how much are you investing in these new not properties, but new spin-offs or sequels to Silent Hill? You know, like, kind of curious. But what do we got next here, DT? If you don't have anything to add on to that. God.
Next thing we got is the Silent Hill Ascension, which I don't know what this is, but we're gonna check it out.
All right.
That seems to be the trend, though. I don't know what the hell a lot of this is, but we gonna find out.
Let's check a look. I'm ready when you're ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Live. Oh God, they're on Twitch. Hell no.
Silent Hill Ascension. So actually, I think I did hear about this a little bit. This is like the one where it's gonna be like there's gonna be Twitch interaction or whatnot. Like this game is basically made for like Twitch,
Ah,
like for
well,
live
that's
streaming or
cool.
whatnot.
It's always cool when you can get like chat involved, right? Chat.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I think like stuff like that would definitely be good for for streamers and all that want to play that. It could be a fun little experience with you and your chat or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, could be fun. I think like just imagine you go to somebody's chat and they're playing the stream and they're playing this and yeah, why not? Again, though, the thing about all these is there's not a whole lot to go off of. So it's like I don't, somebody who doesn't like me, doesn't know much about fucking Silent Hill. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck we're seeing or watching or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Uh, so that one is described as an interactive video streaming experience with the tagline "Face your trauma together." The multiplayer game featured a number of development partners, including Dead by Daylight creators Behavior Interactive, as well as J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Games. Uh, Little was shown or shared about the gameplay, but it appears it will be a form of narrative-driven multiplayer game. Okay. Um, the last thing I guess we have here, except for the movie, or besides the movie, is Silent Hill F, which is the new mainline game. So let's check this one out.
Okay. Oh God. My nose decided to get all stuffy the moment we started trying to do the show. All right, DTI, I
All right.
am ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ew.
Let them sprout and flourish. Gross.
Oh my god, that's awful.
That's
You
very
lost your.
gross.
That's a whole new meaning of the word face mask.
Okay, Silent Hill F.
It stands for fuck when you see that happen. Well,
Okay.
all right, DT. Any of that stuff grab your attention? Do you want to
I
try any of
mean,
it?
I can't no. I mean, I can't say yes because they showed nothing other than teasers stuff. Until I see
But
gameplay or anything like that, I won't know.
none of the teasers grabbed you at all? Well, nothing?
I mean, not really. Like for me, like I don't have the nostalgia there for like Silent Hill 2.
Gotcha.
And then the other like maybe I don't know, maybe the Twitch one could be interesting just to like try it out with chat and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That probably might be like the one that could be fun to try out. As somebody who doesn't know anything about Silent Hill. This last one here, Silent Hill F, I'm like, dude, I don't this is like gonna be the next big game in the series or whatever. And I'm just like, that was some really like crazy looking stuff. I was seeing in the comments of this video though that like the writer uh is like done really good stuff. So people are like expecting the story to be like really good because the dude who's writing it is like done really good stuff in the past for other things. Um so hey, you know, good on them for doing that. But yeah, I just a lot of this stuff is just like teaser stuff, so I don't really know you know, what to expect or anything like that. And I mean, Silent Hill 2, I guess maybe could be also fun to try it eventually because I hear that that's a lot again a lot of people really have a lot of love for that game. So maybe at some point maybe try it out, but I don't know. But honestly, no, nothing really grabbed me
I got you.
like super crazy or anything. I don't know about you.
For me, it's more like I don't play these types of games, but I'll watch people play them. So I'll probably watch people play it. You know, I'll probably watch people like I imagine probably like Zeke or Co or JP. You know, I might watch some of those guys if they play
Yeah.
them, kind of deal. But for me, nah, I probably won't play it. I'm not a horror game guy really, unless it's with a group like Phasmo or you know that Ghostbuster game. If we all had it and we're playing it, you know, maybe. You know,
I do want to try that though because that looks fun. Yeah,
which
or it could
I
be fun with the
yeah,
group. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't have it yet, but it could eventually it'd be cool to try out. Anyway,
All right, moving on.
that'll do it for our Silent Hill news. The last thing I have to add in here is probably should go in the movie news, but I mean I'll just throw it in here since we're all talking about
Yeah, we can do it
the
right now.
all the stuff. Is that they're coming out with a new movie. Christopher Gans, the director of the original 2006 Silent Hill movie, is returning to create a new one called Return to Silent Hill. Gans appeared at the presentation to talk about how the movie will be an adaptation of Silent Hill 2. Filming and casting are still in the works, but he did have a handful of concept art to share. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much all there was on that. So yeah, that's why I just threw it in here instead of keeping it for later. Anyway,
Oh yeah, that's cool.
that'll do it for
That's
that.
fine.
We can move on to the next thing, which is Netflix announces their plan to stream announces their game streaming plans 3 weeks after Google's attempt blows up. Uh, so in the wake of the Stadia's, inevitable collapse, Netflix is like, well, let's give it our go. Let's give it a chance. Uh, because who doesn't want to play cloud games, right?
There's no way this could end
Uh,
badly, right, guys?
Netflix's VP of Game Development, Mike Verdu, spoke at a TechCrunch Disrupt, saying, "We're very seriously exploring a cloud gaming offering. It's not exactly a surprising move, because Netflix has made or done stuff in the past, in gaming for a while now. They've bought companies like companies like developers Night Dive who have done Oxenfree and bunch of mobile games is primarily what they've been doing a lot. As well as a game called Into the Breach. But recently, Netflix paid for a mobile development uh on Sam Barlow's latest FMV title, Mortality. Uh they also um are trying to get into all of this because we have we're in an era now where there's like so many different, like, you have PlayStation Plus, you have Xbox Game Pass, and anytime there's stuff like that, people want to throw their hat into the ring. Like whenever the streaming services started up, right? It's like everybody wants to have their own damn streaming service now. So it's gonna be this, the same for gaming. Google tried, they failed. Now Netflix is giving it a try. Um but yeah. Verdu says that he wants to take a slow, careful approach, the same way they did with mobile. With 35 mobile games out already, another 55 on the way, according to an earnings report. Uh, he also said that Netflix wouldn't be looking to compete with consoles, but rather it's a value add. Uh, and then he also kind of talked about Stadia, and he said that attributed to issues with the business model. Tech was there, he claims, but it didn't reach customers. However, uh, he wouldn't draw on whether if Netflix would develop its own controller as well. But he also revealed that Netflix is opening its own gaming development studio in SoCal, led by Overwatch executive producer Chaco Sunny, who left Blizzard for some time off during 2021 shakeup, um, following all the shit that happened over there.
Mm-hmm.
He said he could have done anything, but he chose to come here. You don't get people like that coming to your organization to build the next big thing in gaming unless there's a sense that we're really in it for the long haul and in it for the right reasons. The goal is to have half the games published by Netflix uh be the goal is to have half the games published by Netflix be their own IP in the future. So there you go. That's Netflix news for gaming stuff. I mean, I don't know, man. All that cloud
Mm-hmm.
gaming nonsense, like I don't, you know, I think the way you put it in the past is interesting. Like not everybody is gonna be able to do that because not everybody like the internet is just not. You need to have good internet, and not everybody has good internet for cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So
Data
I
caps and all
just
that too. It's
yeah, I just
like
don't see how that's gonna go well. But anyway,
it's not gonna go well. And the reason they think it's gonna go well is because there's a bunch of rich people that make decisions, and they're like, "We have Google Fiber because we're billionaires," and they don't
so
think
everybody
about
does,
like,
right?
yeah, exactly. It's a disconnect that they're having. If they truly think everybody's gonna be able to do this, they're not gonna be able to do it. All right. There's a reason during COVID-19, and it's still ongoing, by the way, that we had government assistance for people to be able to afford internet so their kids could go to school at home. All right. And that it's like, and it's not even like tip top of the best internet either. It's
It's just like
so
yeah,
when the vast majority of people needed government assistance just to be able to, I say the vast majority, I don't know the actual numbers, but when it was enough for the government to be like, hey, we're going to make it easier on people, right,
Yeah.
for kids having to stay home and do online schooling, and you doing online working and stuff to make it easier so you could afford internet easier. So like, I think that alone does not bode well for your streaming plans of the internet. Okay, and that's on top of like uh internet speeds and data caps, which we get shitloads of. The only reason I don't have a data cap is because I happen to have a satellite hooked up to my onto my internet bill. Like that's the only reason I don't have a data cap. Data caps fucking suck and I hate them and they need to go away. So if I was Netflix, I would not be doing this, but they've probably already invested so much in it. They probably have no choice but to continue to do it at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on that whole deal. I think it's not very smart, is what I think. It's terrible, is what it is.
All
right,
righty. Well,
DT.
we can move on to the next thing then, which is that the Callisto Protocol has gone gold.
You go, I love gold.
They put out a tweet saying, "We are thrilled to announce that hashtag the Callisto Protocol has gone gold. On behalf of everyone at Striking Distance Studios, thank you for your support and excitement. We can't wait for you to face the horrors waiting in Black Iron Prison on December 2nd." And they
Hell yeah.
also have another little shout out to the team over in Spain. They say, "And salud to our team in Spain. Couldn't have done it without you." So there you go.
There they are. There's a little photo.
And there's been a lot of like comparisons between this game and Dead Space. And I just think it's cool how like in the comments you have Dead Space congratulating them, and they're both like, like good, right? Like there's not like competition or anything between them, because the competition is between the fans as always. People always try to make stuff a thing when it's not a thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So good on them. This is definitely a game that I would like to try at some point. Because it looks pretty cool. The more I've seen of it,
Yeah.
the more I'm like, that looks actually kind of fun. So
We're gonna force grab monsters and throw them in the fucking fans. Let's do it.
hell yeah, dude.
And grinders. We're probably gonna get thrown
Hell
into a
yeah.
few ourselves. All right. What's next?
Cool. Next up, we have a extended gameplay video for the remake of Resident Evil 4. So let's check
it
that
out.
out real quick.
It's about 5
Well,
minutes.
5 minutes. Yep. So yeah, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
And this is I've played this one. I've played Resident Evil 4, and you played Resident Evil 4, right?
I have. Yeah, this is one of the ones one of the Resident Evil games I've played the most.
Yeah. This is like my only true experience with Resident Evil, so it'll be interesting. Damn, they gave Leon that shiny here.
Anyone home?
Like whenever I think of Resident Evil, my mind comes to this more than anything else. This game.
I always picture the box art of Leon like on the cover with the pistol and a dude in the back with like a bag on his head and a chainsaw. You know, that's what I think of. Oh hell no, that's dark as shit. I don't remember the original game being this dark.
Bust your flashlight out, man.
Hey.
I don't think he's alive, Leon.
I read you. What's your situation?
It's not very good. The situation is not very good.
What was
Oh, hell no. Kick him.
Pop. Oh, shoot him in the dick. Shoot him in the head, bro.
Ah, you got a roundhouse. Hit him with a roundhouse kick. Hit him with the
Speaking of
Chuck
roundhouse
Norris.
kick, I look forward to the remake of 5 when I can roundhouse kick boulders with fucking Chris, the fucking boulder killer Redfield. This giant guns. Now this looks great though, dude.
Bruce.
I definitely want to play this.
This is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
Yeah, Hunnigan.
President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are.
They're dead here. Oh, hell no.
Gotta go. Talk later.
Leon's just like, fuck you. Bye.
I'm out of here. Yeah, that looks great, dude. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I remember this part in the original game. Oh yeah. Pop, pop, pop. Hit her with the roundhouse.
kick her.
Sidekick. Roundhouse. Nope, shoot her in the head.
There it is.
Roundhouse, yeah! There you go.
Yeah, boy. You got 2. You got a 2-for-1 too, man. Hell yeah.
But the cow! Oh dear. I need more roundhouses. There he is.
Oh yeah. Fucking.
I
chainsaw,
remember
dude.
you. Fucker killed me a few times. Hell no. Get out of the way, lady.
Come on, Leon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, get shanked, bitch. Just casually stabs her while the dude's standing there.
Jeez. Imagine stopping a chainsaw with your fucking pistol, dude. That's nuts.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That looked
looks
great.
that looks awesome, dude. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Cool.
that's really awesome. That looks fantastic.
Glad we put that
Definitely
in the
want
news.
to try that out. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it looks cool. Really,
Hell
really
yeah.
cool.
All right. What do we got next?
The next thing we have is a official story trailer for Final Fantasy 16.
Ooh.
So let's check that out. It's another 4 minutes, 3 second trailer here.
So today's like trailer day. Like it really is.
Basically, that's the majority of the news today. But yeah, let's
Let's check it out.
let's check it out if you're ready.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
It has been 1,500 years since the fall of our forebears. And Valisthea has been slowly dying. Ever since.
Not much further now.
But we're in the middle of the Deadlands.
The blight sucked this place dry. We Only no trees, no birds, and no magic.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight. The mother's flame now all but a flicker.
We cannot live without the blessing of the crystals. And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
But who shall claim their fading light? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, bastion of tradition.
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire of San Brek.
The what empire?
Ambition is divine.
Because I heard the horny empire and I was like, what?
Banner shall fly over every
What kind of game is this?
sea in storm. All shall bow before their emperor.
The Dalmekian Republic, whose fortunes shift with the desert sands.
I like how each of these looks different.
What of our wise rulers, goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap.
The Iron Kingdom, forged in faith and fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption.
Or the Kingdom of Waloed, indomitable in its isolation.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day. And as the fringes fade, the people flock to the mother crystals.
From a single spark, will the land ignite? In the year 860, the Imperial Army will march upon Rosaria. And from the slaughter shall a new shadow rise. To fall upon the dominants, painting their destinies black as night.
Our ability to summon beasts of great might should command respect, but instead has left us outcasts.
And so I became their puppet. What makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
I'll crush him! Flay him!
Very well. Come then. Show us the strength of your will.
Rise, ye crownless kings. A reckoning is upon you. A war of the icons.
Final Fantasy 16. That looks kind of interesting.
I'm in.
I know you. I know you've been looking forward to this one since it was like first announced, right? You were kind of in.
Yeah. And I've never really played Final Fantasy games other than I played the MMO a bit, and I'm planning on going back to it at some point. And I have like the 7 remake over there that I haven't played yet.
Yeah, I want to play the remake of 7, but I haven't yet. And hey, this one looks kind of cool. You know what I get vibes out of this? I get like a little bit of Fire Emblem vibes out of this, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, a lot of factions. It seems like there's a lot of politics going on. Seems like there's a lot of characters. They make sure to like swap and like, hey, look at this face. Hey, look at this face. Look at this face. Yeah. The dialogue seems pretty fucking dope. I think this looks great. I can't wait to see more.
Another thing I noticed is that this group of characters here looks a bit older than what Final Fantasy is used to. Because I feel like Final Fantasy, they usually deal with like teenagers and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of nice that we're like not dealing with, you got an older group of you got an older cast of characters here. It looks like
It's either
that'd be
like
nice.
you're dealing with teenagers or you're dealing with like 40-year-old men that look like teenagers, you know? So it's like these guys actually look their age a little bit here.
Yeah, so that's another cool thing because it's like, yeah, most of the games, like I remember, like for the most part, from I haven't played any of the Final Fantasy games apart from like a little bit of the MMO and a little bit of 10. Is that a lot of the characters look young as hell, like they're like teenagers and shit. So it's cool that these other characters look like they're older. So yeah. But yeah, that's all I got to say on it. Looks pretty cool.
All right. What do we got next?
What do we got next? Indeed, we have a class spotlight on Warhammer 40k Dark Tides Oghren, which I tried the beta for this last week, I think, and it was pretty interesting. But I definitely didn't play an Oghren, so let's check this out. It's a minute 35.
All right.
If you're ready, Josh.
I'm ready. Let's
3,
fire away.
2, 1, play.
Something horrible in the dark.
That's a big man.
Strange life. Not part of the Astra military. Not part of the Imperial Guard no more. Not after things went bad on Komlar.
Big man Oghren.
Men in spiky armor.
It makes me think of
little things.
remember the big Russian guy from fucking Saints Row?
Yeah, fucking Oleg was his name, or
Yeah,
or what was his
Oleg.
name?
I think it's Oleg,
Yeah.
right? Isn't it Oleg?
Yeah, I think so.
That
yeah.
guy. Makes me
Yeah.
think of him.
That guy was smarter than he looked, though.
Yeah, no. I just meant in terms of looks.
Can't stop me!
Cool.
There it is. Pretty neat. Yeah, like I said, I played the beta for it, but I made you can create your character and you can choose like which of the classes you want to play, and I just went with a human, like soldier dude. So yeah, but yeah, it's pretty neat.
Hell yeah. I had the beta, but I couldn't get it to work, so I didn't get to play it. But I know I'm looking forward to Dark Tide, and you are too. So, hell yeah! What do we got next, DT?
Final thing we got here for the gaming news is a biotech trailer for RimWorld, because they recently came out with some DLC, yeah, or an update,
Yeah,
or something.
it's like an expansion. You remember when we used to get expansion packs back in the day?
Yeah, dude, expansion packs were cool, man. Back in the days. Oh, yeah.
I just bought this earlier today. I haven't played it yet. I can't wait. Let's check out the
Nice.
trailer, man.
Well, let's check it out. It's what, minute 31, and that's not very long at all. Let's give it a go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Look at all the babies.
Start out so small, but
Now they chillins.
we teach them what they need.
Teachers.
Human families are weak.
What the hell?
Mechanoids are power.
Mechanoids.
They are all my children. To survive, we change the world as we must.
Dang, dude, how many people fit in them drop pods?
To survive, we change ourselves for our children. We adapt
and thrive.
But would you accept the Blood Drinker's curse for endless red thirst?
In death, I live, stronger than any machine.
Stronger than the mechanoid gods? To survive.
For our children. We'll do
anything. There it is. Look at the baby on the back there.
It's a baby.
Interesting. Yeah, this really, like, for me, this is one of those games that I couldn't play, but I like enjoy watching other people play because it's just
The
I don't
fucking
know.
batshit crazy stuff that happens.
Yeah, I mean, to say the least, but it just looks like there's so much to manage and keep a track of, and I'm just like, man, nah, dude, I'll watch somebody like one of our friends was streaming it yesterday, I think, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it was fun seeing him go through all of the things. And yeah. Yeah, definitely one of those games for me that I'd rather watch instead of play myself. But pretty cool update by the looks of it.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to hopping into it. Probably in a few hours when we're done with this, and I need to do some stuff in the workshop probably, but hell yeah.
Awesome. Well, that'll do it for our gaming news. So we can go ahead and quickly mosey on over to the TV news because that's gonna be really quick. We only got two things there. It's just a
Hell yeah, let's do it.
little bit of casting news and then a trailer because not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
All right. What do we got first? Casting news.
All right. First thing we have here is we got some more casting news for the Dune the Sisterhood prequel series at HBO Max. So we have 5 new cast members. Sarah Sophie Busnina, Shalom Brune Franklin, uh Faolian Cunningham, Aofi Hines, and Chloe Leigh. I just have to say really quick, some of these ladies have very unique names
Mm-hmm.
uh that are actually pretty dope. Like not even like just not even saying that just to say it, like it's actually really cool. Like, a lot of the times, not the shit on people who have basic names, but it's kind of like refreshing to hear something different, you know? You're like,
Yeah.
wow, that is a very unique name. But anyway, and I also
Look,
apologize to
man.
any of these actresses that if I mispronounced or said your name wrong. Like I said, very unique names, but it's also really cool.
Names hold power, man. That's why in a lot of D&D settings, like, names mean something. Like, having somebody's true name might give you power over that person. Names are just cool in general. So we could do a whole this fucking podcast just on names.
But yeah, those 5 ladies joined the cast uh of the show that is set 10,000 years before the events of Dune, based on the novel Sisterhood of Dune, following the Harkonnen sisters. So Busnina will play Princess Inez, described as an independent young princess dealing with the pressures of her responsibility as heir to the Golden Lion throne. Brune Franklin plays Michaela, said to be a strong-willed Fremen woman who serves the royal family while longing for a home planet because she's never known. Cunningham will play Sister Jen, described as a fierce, unpredictable acolyte in training at the Sisterhood school who rarely reveals her emotional core. Hines will play Sister Emmeline, said to be a zealous acolyte descended from a long line of martyrs who carries fervent religion to her training at the Sisterhood. Leia will play Lila, described as the youngest acolyte at the Sisterhood school with a deep empathy beyond her years. So there you have it. That's casting news and who they're gonna be playing and whatnot. I know uh Josh, so you don't really know much about what's going on here as well, but what do you think of some of these character descriptions and you know who they're gonna be and all that?
Um, I think it's cool. I'll be checking it out regardless. I was a big fan of Dune. Just in general, even though I haven't read this particular book that this is based on or an adaptation of, or however they're doing it here. Um, I knew it was gonna be like this show's gonna have a lot of ladies because you're dealing with the sisterhood, the Bene Gesserit, which are
Yep.
all women. So it's gonna be really dope to check out when we finally get to see it. And more Dune is good for me. I love Dune, so hell yeah.
Cool.
All right.
The other thing we have here for the TV news is a trailer for this show called 1899. I haven't heard too much about, or I don't know what this is about, but I've heard a little bit about it, I should say. So I figured, you know what? Let's just check this trailer out, see if it's something that we may be interested in. If not, no biggie. But
Yeah,
I figured let's check it out. Let's see what it's about.
let's take a look.
So
I have no idea. I don't even have a clue about this. So
yeah, I mean, with a name like that, right? Well, anyway, let's see. 3, 2, 1, go.
6 hours ago, we received a message. We believe this comes from the Prometheus.
You think the passengers, they're still alive? Il a coulé. C'est la seule explication possible, sinon on l'aurait retrouvé.
Vienna, Nichols.
Capitan, we paid good money for this trip. 7 days to get to New York, no detours.
Gdzie oni wszyscy są?
oh damn.
The creators of Dark. Dark is a pretty good series.
Fra al verdens falskhed.
None of this makes any sense.
Das kurz davor ist zu explodieren.
Todos llevamos máscara. Mientras intentamos esconder quién somos. You're not asking all the right questions. You have to wake up.
What's wrong with that ship?
Well, that looks kind of nutty, man.
I have no idea what's going on, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, it does look pretty interesting. I think the thing that's really fucked up about all this is that regardless of whatever's going on here, you're
Mhm.
fucked because you're in this middle. You're on a
Yep.
ship in the middle of the ocean. So if you don't want to be there, sucks to suck, dude. Because you're fucked either way, dude. Like you're stuck there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that sucks.
You're
But,
on a one-way trip to Bone Town, buddy. Population you.
yeah,
There's
but
you.
there's a a ship called the Prometheus, and it's like went missing, something like that, and yeah, uh, seems interesting enough. I might check that out. We'll see. I don't know.
I'll tell you, my grandmother be watching it. She loved Dark, so
Yeah,
I'll
Dark is
probably
pretty
check this
good.
out too.
I'm not fully caught up on Dark, but I checked out like I think the first season or two. So yeah, I might give that a go. Shall see. But anyway, that'll do it for our TV news, man. Not a whole lot there here for today for this week.
All right, man. We'll swap over to the movie
Just not a lot.
news.
Just not a lot dropped. So yeah, we can slip it on over.
We'll
Slip it on
slither
over
on
to the next
over
thing.
like fucking Randy Orton for an RKO.
Yeah. He's slithering in. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Randy Orton. All right. Cool. So movie news. First thing we have is some DC news. So DC is at a turning point, it would seem. So we have Walter Hamada ending his tenure as the head of the DC films. Uh, and obviously right now we have Black Adam that just came out, um, where they have been talking about some pretty big. There's a pretty big spoiler that people have just been like talking about freely since before the movie even came out. So I already know what it is, and other people know what it is. Josh knows because he's seen the movie, but like it's out there, like it's unavoidable. Like even if you want to avoid it, it's out there, so you know. Um, I kind of want to say what it is, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil people if they don't know somehow. So I'll just not say it. But if you know, you know. Um, But yeah, so you got Dwayne the Rock Johnson talking about that and how he wants his character to be involved in that and the future stuff. And Matt Reeves is also plotting an expansion of the Batman universe. And JJ Abrams is in the mix with his own thing that he wants to do. But uh there's a report from the Hollywood Reporter that they have an exclusive that James Gunn, who did Guardians of the Galaxy for Marvel and the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker for DC, is angling for a new DC project or two. So sources tell THR that Gunn and producer Peter Safran are now in talks with Warner's for a mystery movie, possibly more, that Gunn would tackle. Safran is already in the DC business, being a producer on Shazam and its upcoming sequel, as well as Aquaman and that movie sequel. Um, Warner had no comment, but one insider observes that carving of the comic company's intellectual assets is happening. DC's definitely in play. How much play may depend on your perspective for inside or outside the studio. It isn't clear what hero or team's Gunn is targeting. The writer director would focus on the second season of Peacemaker first. The studio's eyes are very much on this other character that I will not name. Um, but essentially it would be a sequel to a movie that we've already seen. Uh, and they have they're currently searching for writers and director. They want Christopher McQuarrie, who does the Mission Impossible movies, to work on it. And that would make sense because there's some like they've worked. There's a bit of history with that, so it would make sense. Um, And yeah, we're just in an interesting time with DC because there's a whole lot that could happen and not happen, and obviously, we talked about I think last week that with the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman stuff, they're getting Matt Reeves is developing a sequel, and there's a spin-off Penguin show for Colin Farrell, which again we talked about last week, I think. Um, but Reeves is also planning more. He's meeting with writers and directors to build out movies, not just series based on Batman's Rogues Gallery, both established and more obscure, with characters ranging from the Scarecrow to Clayface to Professor Pig. Um, all those projects are in very early stages of gestation. Um, but yeah, and then we got the Todd Phillips Joker movie as well, the sequel to that. Uh, there also were shows like Constantine and Zatanna that were scrapped for HBO Max, and they're being like shopped to other streamers, streaming, places. But yeah, JJ Abrams is trying to get in on some of this as well. Who was in the past, if you I don't know if you remember or not, Josh, wanted to do a Superman thing with like I think it was Valzad, I think, kind of story.
Mhm.
I don't really remember what it was, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with that now that, we have some other news um in the mix as well. Then obviously, Batgirl was canceled and whatnot. There's just a lot going on right now in DC, and it's fucking. We didn't even talk about the Flash with all that shit going on with Ezra Miller and
Yep.
all that craziness. Um, who, yeah, who knows who's gonna be their main DC films guy going forward. Um, Dan Lin was close to becoming DC chief, but apparently talks fell through. Um, so for now, uh, they have someone in place. In the meantime, by the name of DeLuca, uh, and he has greenlit Joker 2, making decisions on Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, and The Flash, and has been meeting with filmmakers. Rumors that his role could evolve into one with a more permanent and even exclusive oversight of DC. And even Dwayne the Rock Johnson publicly expressed interest in helping guide the search for the new DC chief boss, advisor person. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on at DC at the moment, and see what ends up happening. But that's some of the stuff that's in the works for them at the moment.
That's a big info dump right there.
It is. There's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot going on.
My brain just immediately goes to, hey, Clayface. We mentioned Clayface a lot on this show.
We do,
So it'd be
because
cool if he
Clayface is
got.
awesome.
Yeah, it'd be cool if he got to do a thing.
I would love to see Clayface in the Batman like universe stuff. Like hell yeah, dude.
Mhm.
Let's make it happen, man. Because Clayface is one of those characters that like definitely needs more love, and it looks like he is because he's in Gotham Knights now, and like they're planning on bringing him into the Batman stuff. So Josh, us talking about this stuff, something we're getting it's good, man, because shit's happening, dude.
If you've
Shit's
if you guys watched this show long enough, if you've been there with us since the beginning, all right, like, and I'm sure there's a few of you that probably have, you know, DT and I, we manifest, we put it out there, and it comes true. It's happened many times. It's happened many times, right? Like it really has. We'll talk about a thing, and like sometime down the road, that thing has happened. Like I guess I can speak for DT when I say you're fucking welcome, everybody. All right, you're welcome.
There you
No,
go.
I'm kidding. I'm joking, obviously, but like it really is cool that
If only that was the case, man.
it really is cool that sometimes we'll talk about things and it's like things we really want, and then it ends up coming true or happening, and it's really cool. And we always joke that we manifest things, but I really do believe like when we put out those thoughts and vibes out there, man, it might tickle somebody's brain down the line that makes them like, you know what? I don't know why, but I got a strange urge to make a Clayface movie or TV show or something with
Hey,
Batman.
man.
You know,
That's cool with me, bro. Like let as long as we get some more stuff like that, that'd be awesome. And it seems to be working so far, so
yeah.
doing something right.
All right. What do we got next?
Next up we have I guess we do have a teaser for the Silent Hill thing. Okay, let's check it out then. It's called Return to Silent Hill. As I mentioned before, it's this is a 6-minute video.
I think this is the director and just talking a little bit or something. Maybe that's what this is.
Yeah, it's him talking about what they're planning on doing.
Let's check it out.
So let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Have you seen the first Silent Hill movie?
Nope.
Bro, there's a scene in this movie, in the original movie, that makes me fucking cringe.
This return
like bad.
To a world, a universe that I have touched in 2006, 15 years ago. The film was a great success, and we decided to go back to the best of his stories. I mean, Silent Hill 2. The film is the story of a young guy coming back to Silent Hill, where he has known a great love, and what he's going to find is a pure nightmare.
I have the chance of being very close with Christoph, and we together has achieved to convince Konami that there is a new version of Silent Hill that needs to be done, and they are 100% on board.
In the first Silent Hill, we were exploring a world, the world of this small town, completely closed into the mist. It was like being trapped into a Twilight Zone. But in the second game, the creator of the game have changed the rules, We were basically going back to Silent Hill, the same town, but we were looking this strange world entirely through the point of view of the hero we were playing.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
He realized that Mary is lost somewhere into this strange place.
At its core, it's also the idea of the myth of Orpheus. And whatever a man can go deep in hell to bring back the soul or the person he loved the most in his life.
So it's much more about psychological horror, even if we are going to find again all the same creature and the same strange terror sequence, something like that. But the first big interrogation and the first big terror is about ourselves. Are we mad?
Sean Bean.
Are we sane? Are we sane to go back to Silent Hill to find this great love?
This one now has so many years from the first one that there is a clear idea from Christoph to make it modern, but also very true to the video game. And that's also what it is. We are also respecting the will of the author, the producers, and Konami into this adaptation. Christoph, it's really somebody that respects the work that has been done, but that also has his own vision. It nurtures the creative vision of the authors from the game, but with a different vision from a filmmaker. And both, they have created, I believe, something that has struck the minds of the fans.
Stop! Leave her alone!
The Game of Silent Hill franchise were great artistic achievement, and I have a responsibility to transpose that on a big screen, you know.
Christoph is a real gamer. He has been.
Oh, he's a real
immersed
gamer,
in
Josh.
this world.
That's why
real gamer. Anyone that has to call themselves a real gamer is no real gamer.
Because they felt that I was one of them, and
he's one of
it was
us.
so important for me to respect the original.
He might be.
That was.
I bet he plays Fortnite.
The start of everything. Everything starts from this respect. So I'm going with a maximum of humility, a maximum of respect, but in the same time I have quite a charge, quite a goal, which is how to transpose the language of the game, which is entirely about immersion, into a tale, into a story that we can tell in 90 or 100 minutes.
The monsters are also one of the key elements that the fans are waiting for. And we are updating those in a way that the creation is similar, but they will be striking.
For me, one of my major goals in this film is how to redesign the classic monster of Silent Hill. I was talking about Red Pyramid, you know, this big guy with the helmet, you know. He's, again, in this one. Some of the creatures of the film of back in 2006 were very, very appreciated by the fan. But in the same time, for me, it was important to come back with surprise.
It's a new universe, it's a new challenge, and those are very important to bring these icons differently to the audience, because they want them to have that wow effect.
That's why, you know, I found a very interesting collaboration with the people of Konami. They helped me a lot to achieve this new design of the monster, because they are also working on new episodes for the franchise of Silent Hill.
The younger audience, they want that collective experience. They want to be with their friends, they want to talk about it, but they want also to live that experience together.
We all know that watching an horror film alone at his home is quite different of being into a big theater with a crowd and everybody jumping at the same time. It's very different.
We are modernizing, we are giving him what the audience of today is really wanting. We are trying to do as much as possible, creating a new experience for that audience. Could be more immersive, interactive, and we have now new technologies, but we still have what makes the best is the story, and this story is at the core of it. So we hope that Return to Silent Hill will be a great return.
And if we want to keep the link with the audience, you know, we have to be perfectly aware that everything has changed in 15 years. Everything has been washed away, you know. We have to bring back something, you know, very surprising.
Honestly,
all right. Well,
it actually is. I know we were joking when we were watching them. We're like, he's a real gamer. It really is refreshing to see like the makers of a thing actually talk about the source material and seem to like it quite a bit. Like they obviously liked the Silent Hill IP from Konami and seemed to be really into making like a sequel to that original film that they made previously. But they actually spent a lot of time talking about the game. And how it's gonna work in like movie form. So that I actually respect and like a lot. Like you don't see that a lot in like the things that happen nowadays really all that much that we've seen, you know? Like there was an article the other day where somebody was saying or today or yesterday where they were like, yeah, nobody that worked on the Witcher TV show, they didn't give a shit about that source material, the video games or the books, you know? So it's kind of refreshing to see. At least they seem to like the Silent Hill IP here and paying homage to it and respecting the fans and want them to come in and see it, so they're not like fucking insulted with what they do with it. So that's cool.
Yeah,
you know.
All right.
All right, what's next?
What's next is we have uh some Star Wars news. Yeah, Star Wars movie news. Haven't
Oh,
heard
that.
that in a while, right?
I know.
There's a Star Wars movie in the works from Damon Lindelof and Miss Marvel director Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy. Uh, Lindelof's involvement in the Star Wars franchise has been long rumored, with the Miss Marvel director involvement in a new development first reported Sunday night by Deadline. Lucasfilm and Obaid Chinoy were not available for comment, but it is it is not known who Lindelof is working on the script with, but he is best known for being the co-creator of Lost, and he also has other TV credits such as The Leftovers and Watchmen. And in movies, he's done Star Trek films as well as The Hunt. Um, so, in terms of Charmin Obaid Chinoy, she was already in a part of Disney with, like I said, Miss Marvel. But before that, she was a documentarian, becoming the first Pakistan-born filmmaker winning an Oscar. Uh, the future of Star Wars in movies has been kind of in flux for several years. Obviously, Patty Jenkins was supposed to be doing a Rogue Squadron film that was supposed to come out in this December of this year, but it's been put on the back burner. Other projects include a movie by Kevin Feige, written by Michael Waldron, while Taika Waititi also has a project that was announced in May of 2020 with 1917 writer Christy Wilson Cairns. Um, so there isn't really anything like set in stone right now because the future of Star Wars movies is kind of just like we got a lot of people that are supposed to be working on stuff, but nothing is actually, you know, in production at the moment. So the last time we had a movie was in 2019 with The Rise of Skywalker, obviously. And since then we've had just shows on Disney Plus, but no movies yet. So yeah, this is just another one of the many Star Wars movies that are in the works now, but haven't actually, nothing has actually happened yet. So yeah. The other thing about all these movies is we know that they're happening. We don't know what the fuck they are, like any of them at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to be like, get excited about any of them or know what, which, you know, anything about any of them because we don't know anything about any of them.
Yeah. It's like I don't know what to say because it's like there's not a lot of details here about what any of these projects are going to be. Just we're getting some Star Wars movies at some point in the future, hopefully. Um, they have really kind of slowed down on the movie front, huh?
Yeah. Like I said,
Right.
there's just a lot of people working on movies, but none of them are actually like, you know, in development right now. Like they're all, or in production, I should say. They're all kind of just like we have like two teams. We have like multiple teams of two people. You got the writer, director, or writer and like you know producer or whatever. But nothing, nothing other than that. So, yep. The last thing we have for the movie news for the week is earlier today. As of several hours ago, we got a trailer and a poster for Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania. If you want, we can throw up the poster first, Josh, so we can see that real quick,
Okay.
and then we can throw up the trailer afterwards.
So here is the poster. It's a pretty cool looking poster.
Pretty cool. Yep, you got the Kang in his hand, and then in his hand you got the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I don't know why this poster makes me think of the Thing. The Thing poster for some reason. It made me pop into my head. But yeah, pretty cool poster. Very blue poster. Yeah. All right. Now let's check out this trailer, shall we? Because I haven't seen it yet.
Let's do it. You
I
haven't? Oh,
saved it.
interesting.
I
Okay.
saved it for Cantina.
I reacted to it earlier today. So if you want to check out my initial first thoughts, you can go to my YouTube and check it out there. But yeah, let's check this out, shall we?
Let's check it out.
When you're ready, Josh.
I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1, play.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Bro, when I tell you, I was that shit was funny, dude. I was laughing. In my reaction, you can see me laughing to that shit too. It's the way he says it, and just that was hilarious to me. It was so funny.
Now.
They're going to the quantum realm. But yeah, dude, thank you, Spider-Man. That shit had me dying, bro. That's just too funny.
Whoa, that looks so cool.
Trippy as hell.
It's a secret universe beneath ours.
What are you so afraid of?
There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think. I can get you home. And give you more time. If you help me. So, what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. So what do you think, Josh?
Bro, I got chills, dude. I got chills. Like it's a dope trailer. I'm gonna watch it again later on my own time and go through it a little bit more. But like, how fucking dope is it that the first like battle with Kang is gonna be with fucking Ant-Man? Like, you know
Right?
what I mean? Like
Because who would have expected that?
I love that first movie. Like, you guys know this because when we ranked our movies, Ant-Man was really high for me, and how much I liked it and cared about it. Bro, they're letting fucking Scott Lang tangle with fucking Kang in the fucking like first go round. He might fucking die. I don't know what's gonna happen. I got chills. I'm excited, dude. I can't wait. I'll be at the fucking theater seeing this one. Like, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought it
wow.
was really neat too. So one of the things that I was excited about that I noticed was they finally gave the Wasp her yellow and black suit. Like it's the color scheme. It's different from the one in the last movie. And I'm like, yes, because I wanted that. I've been talking about it. Like, you know, when people ask me about like, you know, whenever we talk about the Wasp or Ant-Man and all that stuff, I always bring that up. I'm like, I wanted that suit change, and we're getting it. It looks like Cassie's getting her own suit as well.
Mm-hmm.
She has like a purple and black one. They all have like black, but like with their own colors on it, right? So Ant-Man, obviously the red and black. Cassie's got the purple and black, and the Wasp has yellow and black. So all really cool.
The fucking thank you Spider-Man was so funny.
Dude,
It's like
that shit.
I was not expecting it at all.
The
Oh
way
my God.
the way that guy says it, his look on his face, and just that to me is fucking funny, dude. Like that's the type of humor that works for me, man.
It was so good.
That was so fucking funny. I was laughing at my. If you go watch my reaction, those of you who are watching and listening to this, you'll see that I'm dying. I was dying at that shit too because it's so good. Like it's just so funny. But yeah, really interesting that Cassie's gonna be the one that kind of sends him into the quantum realm. And I was looking at the quantum realm and I'm like, man, isn't it nuts that we've had like how many years of the MCU now? Like fucking since 2008, right? And we're like now exploring a whole new other world of the quantum realm. And I'm like, this is nuts, dude. Like people that like give it like stop watching the MCU or kind of gave up on it after Endgame. Like you guys are missing out on a whole other world of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the quantum realm. I'm like, man, this kind of I was getting like Guardians / Doctor Strange vibes, you know, with just the look of the place. But it's gonna be something else completely different, and yeah, it's gonna be neat because I don't know too much about it myself, but I'm excited to see Kang and learn more about the quantum realm and all that. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one, I think. And also the other thing, this is gonna be the start of Phase 5. So Phase 5 begins with this movie because obviously Phase 4 is gonna end with Black Panther here next in a couple weeks. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. I'm
Any
excited.
other thoughts?
I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. Like it looks so cool, and I love Ant-Man. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. And then I just think I know I've already said it, but it's so cool that fucking Ant-Man's gonna be the first person to tangle with like Kang, like fucking Arch Warrior Kang. So it's kind of I don't know what's gonna be happening. So it'll be cool. Like oh, all right. I don't have anything else to say other than that. So.
All right, well that'll do it then. That'll do it for our news of the day.
And that's our news, y'all.
We'll take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about HBO Game of Thrones' House of the Dragon.
Be right back after this, guys.
All right, BRB.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clockwork Cantina. I'm Josh Number 2. This is DT3, and I have ice cream.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't have
this
that.
This is keto ice cream.
I did get a drink.
It's a diet ice cream. I'm not sick, but I was messing with like I was moving stuff around and it kind of stirred up dust, right? And it's messed with like my whole nose and my lungs and like my throat because of course it did. So my throat has been a little funky and it's been a little sore. So cold ice cream is the way to go. This is keto ice cream. It's chocolate and strawberry. It's actually quite good. So yeah, we're gonna be talking House of the Dragon here in the second half of the show. We'll be spoiling it just to let you know in advance, so you can get the fuck out of here if you haven't seen it yet. So if you haven't seen House of the Dragon, we're gonna be talking about it right now. All right, DT, it is time.
It is time. We're here.
Now, when we
HBO and Game of Thrones series, House of the Dragon, take it away, Josh.
When we first heard about this show, we were like, I don't know what to think about it because it's Game of Thrones and it was and we were just sour on Game of Thrones, right? We were just like, we were over it. The ending killed the franchise for us for a moment, there.
For a while there, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with Game of Thrones because of the way that the last couple seasons ended were so bad, and I just wasn't a fan. So much so that we didn't even make an episode on fucking Game of Thrones. So we're just like, I don't. This is gonna be us talking shit. So like, I don't even
Yeah,
want to talk about it.
I
You
remember.
know?
We were like, we're not gonna do this because it's just gonna be us
No.
shitting on it forever. Like.
So we ended up just like talking about it like briefly. I don't remember when, like 3 years ago, whenever that came out, and I'm sure we talked about it like at the beginning of one of the episodes we did back then, but I couldn't tell you which one it was now. But anyway, we didn't like it. Not a fan of the way Game of Thrones ended. So for a while they were kind of just like, I don't want to know anything about it. Then after a while, I kind of was getting a little cautiously optimistic because I'm like, all right, well, we have a you know, new cast, new showrunners. It's gonna be different. Miguel Sapochnik, who did work on the other one as well, did this too, and he did some of the best stuff on Game of Thrones. So I was like, all right, well, this show was starting to look a little bit more promising. Um, but still, I was like, I can't, I'm not gonna let myself get too, you know, uh, feel feel too strongly about it because, like, yeah, no, like, not after that first show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, honestly, I was getting a little more optimistic, cautiously optimistic about it, and yeah, but despite that, we had two fantasy shows that were coming up. We had Lord of the Rings of Power, and the House of the Dragon. Um, both coming out around the same time. House of the Dragon started first, and it ended after uh um the Rings of Power, which is interesting considering that the Rings of Power came out after and it still ended before.
Mm-hmm.
But there was less episodes of the Rings of Power. There was only 8, and House of the Dragon had 10. But still, before both of those came out, I was definitely more excited about the Rings of Power. But now that they're both out, I have to say that I enjoyed the House of the Dragon more than the Rings of Power, dude. Like straight up, I enjoyed this show more than the other one, which is not something that I would have thought or expected a few years back or even before both of these shows came out. Like I never would have, just never would have thought that, because I'm more of a Lord of the Rings guy than I am Game of Thrones. But here it is, man. Here we are. I did end up enjoying
I was
this
the
show
same.
more.
I was the same. I was like, of the two, was more interested in Rings of Power. And now that they're both out, I'm the same as DT here. House of the Dragon, I enjoyed a lot more than I did Rings of Power. That doesn't say I didn't like Rings of Power, but House of Dragon was, in my estimation, just better. I cared about the characters earlier, and I just enjoyed it a lot more. So yeah. All right, DT.
Yeah, we both you guys can see based off of that we definitely enjoyed this, definitely liked the show. So I'm not even gonna ask whether you liked it or not because obviously we
Correct.
do. But yeah. So let's get into it, Josh. How do you want to go about this one? We always kind of do it differently every time, primarily because I could, it's like I can never remember how we do it. But
I'm
how
the
do you want to go
same.
about this?
I can never remember how we do it.
Well, it's because sometimes we do like episode by episode, and sometimes we just kind of go all over the place, and it's like whatever. We'll just we don't have
It's our show. We don't got rules here.
Yeah.
We do it the way we want to.
we do what we want to do. So how do you want to go about it this time, Josh?
I don't know if we need to go episode by episode at all. But I think we should just talk about some of the things the things that we particularly like Patty as fucking King Viserys, right?
Dude.
Like, because we're totally in
Patty
agreement on
Considine,
him.
bro. My goodness, Patty Considine deserves an Emmy. This man.
Absolutely.
This man killed it. He fucking killed it, bro, from start to finish. Like everything that he put into this character, every like each episode with him in it was so well, like so he was so good, dude. Like he just he did fantastic. He did so fucking well, man. Like he was so good. He was so good, which is like not something I would have like thought, but then again, I didn't think he was gonna be dog shit. But it's just like I don't know. He was just like so good to the point where like he stood out like for me significantly. Like he was that good. Where normally like I'll watch something and people don't usually. I'm like, yeah, they were good, you know, but they're but you know they're usually good everywhere else, or you know they're well enough or whatever, right? This guy, I hadn't seen him in much. Patty Considine, I don't think I've seen him in a whole lot of other stuff, but man, nah, he killed it in this. Like he's so good, and I will definitely be on the train that he deserves an Oscar for this because he absolutely does, man. This was top notch shit right here, man. Both the actor and the character were so well done. So much so that I think even George R. R. Martin was like, "Yo, dude, your Viserys is better than mine." And
Right? I saw that too.
yeah, and like Patty was, I think he. So at the end of spoilers, we're gonna get to spoilers here. Uh, when it well throughout the show, this dude has a disease that he has, and throughout each and every episode, we see him getting worse and worse, and until the end when he dies in episode 8, at the very end, he kind of has like the well, I'll say that Patty Considine wrote it the best. So let me go to his Instagram and pull up what he said because the way that he like made put into this character his own stuff was so awesome. And I'll read what he said. So he says, "Thank you everyone for the kind words. I cannot reply to every comment, but I like to acknowledge that they haven't been lost upon me. It was an incredible adventure where I made lots of new friends that will be with me for the rest of my life. I'd like to thank the creators for allowing me the freedom to make Viserys my own. I've never loved the character so much. I want to give a massive love and respect to Brooke Shian, who was, I believe, the his the actress who played Aemma. Um, for only a few days, but changed the course of my character with her brilliant performance and commitment to the work. The impact stayed with me until my final improvised words. She unlocked a missing piece of the puzzle for me and allowed my story to come full circle. From the moment she dies, so does Viserys. It was a love story. That's the secret I carried with me. As sick as he gets, he never himself demands any cure. He quietly accepts his suffering, never forgiving himself for putting his beloved wife through such torture in her final moments. Viserys was a gift. I'm so honored he found me now. So that is like so well, like from episode 1 till his death in episode 8. Like it's like Viserys goes downhill from then on, man. Like, you know, he
Mm-hmm.
has obviously full regret for, you know, doing what he did to Aemma and he carries that with him until, you know, his final words that we hear at the end. He says my love right at the end before
Mm-hmm.
he dies. So, yeah, I just beautiful stuff, man. Like so well done, man. Like he just killed it, dude. Like he absolutely fucking killed it, man. He was so good at what he did and obviously he was a huge part of that, you know. So That yeah, just awesome. And like I know we've been talking a lot about Patty, but like some of the other first of all, one other thing I want to bring up before you add in your thoughts is the how good the casting for this show is. The fact that we had so many time jumps in this show so
Yep.
far, and like you have characters that age and they have like different actors and actresses for them, and they look like so similar to one another that they're believable, like this would be them as they age is awesome, dude. Whoever the casting director or directors were for this, fucking well done, man. Like round of applause because you guys killed it, man. But yeah, everybody was so good, man. Down to like obviously Matt Smith and Emma Darcy and Olivia Cook, Reese Ifans and fucking Eve Best, Steve Toussaint, Gavin Spokes, even the young the young actresses for um uh Rhaenyra and Alicent. Got Millie Alcock, who's the young Rhaenyra, and then you also have Emily Carey, who was the young Queen Alicent. So yeah, they just everybody did so well. Like it I literally like I'm trying to think of like to see if I have any complaints about this show. Um, so I don't know. Do you have anything that maybe, or do you want to keep sharing the stuff that you do like, Josh?
No, I'm
Like,
just in here trying to think like, do I have any complaints about the show? And I don't feel like I do really. Like I don't like it's House of the Dragon. We got dragons. The dragons looked good.
it's hard for
You
me to
know,
like
like
find things that are bad when I compare this to Game of Thrones because this is like so much better than the final couple seasons of that. That like
mhm.
off the start from the very first episode of this, I was like, this is infinitely better than the last few seasons of Game of Thrones. And
I have one complaint. I just thought of it. And
oh, go for it.
I think I've told it to you in Discord one night. Which is
Oh, I
the
think I know
fucking
it. Yep.
the White Worm's accent is atrocious. It is terrible. Whenever she's on the screen, Miss Saria, I think's her name, or something similar to that. Like
Saria,
Damon's
yeah.
like Paramore in the
Damon's
early
ex,
episodes.
yeah.
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 Bro, I'm sorry. I get like her character's supposed to be where Shay is kind of from, and they're supposed to have similar accents. It's so bad. It's my one, like, it's the biggest complaint I have, which is saying a lot because it's pretty small. I mean, like, it's not like a big deal. Like, it shows you how good the show is what I'm trying to say. Is like, that is the only thing that bothers me is like this one accent, and it's just bad. I don't know. I get that she's supposed to be foreign and things, but I can't. Every time I hear it, it takes me out. I just can't, man. Oh, thankfully her character's not in there a whole lot, but she's definitely gonna be back. I think, or maybe she's dead. I don't know. Fucking
Yeah, we'll see.
The way it's kind of set up.
At the end of the episode of the ninth episode, they kind of showed them like burning her place or whatever. So maybe she
Mhm.
made it out, maybe she didn't. I don't know. We'll see.
I always assume unless I see a dead body that they're alive somewhere. Just about.
Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah. No.
But that's
yeah,
my one complaint
her-
is that accent is bad.
Yeah, her accent was a little weird, but isn't that kind of like where I may be wrong in this, but wasn't like some people from Game of Thrones also kind of talk like that a little bit? So they kind of made it in line with that, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be misspeaking about that, but
I don't know. I just
I don't know.
I don't.
It was.
I thought it
wasn't
was
great.
bad. It shook me
but
out of it.
I don't know. I was like, she's a good looking lady. I can get over that, you know. But no,
No,
I
I
feel
got you.
I feel you on that though. It is a little weird. I'll say that. Which makes it even more weird when you see like behind the scenes stuff and you see her talk normally and you're like, wow, she like that is kind of a little jarring seeing her go from whatever however she's speaking in the show to her real life, speaking voice. But hey, you know, it is what it is. So
I
how'd
think
you
that's
feel about the
my only
time?
complaint.
How'd you feel about the
Mhm.
time jumps? Because I thought they were cool, but also it's at times it's like, wait, how long did we jump in this episode? How long? Like even thinking on it now, I'm trying to think of like how many years passed from the beginning of the season till what the eighth episode when we stopped getting time jumps.
Yeah,
Like how much time passed really? Because I don't know, like 10 years maybe or
I don't
so.
even
I don't know
know, to be
exactly.
honest with you. Um, the so I'm okay with them. And I'm the same as you. Is like it gets a little confusing on trying to remember how much time has passed. But for the most part, I understand. And I'm sure you do too. Obviously, like I get what they were doing with it. Is like we need to establish all this, and it's a story that unfolds over many years, especially in the early years. Like it's important that we see all the things that are happening, and then it's interesting because it's like we jump ahead and we got here's 2 kids and here's a third kid and now here's 5 kids. Oh, but we're up to 7 kids now, and it's like, man, they're popping out kids left and right, and it's
Yeah,
it's
everybody's got kids.
time's passing. There's even a kid I was reading because I read on the Reddits and things, like there's a kid that Allison has that we haven't even seen. Like we got and like they don't even really mention them in the show. But I was reading the creators were like they're not cut, they're just not there. So there's another person that we haven't even met, another the character that we haven't even met that exists. Um so like I'm fine with it ultimately. I think they handled it fairly well. The biggest thing I was worried about early on was like, all right, we have these 2 young actors and they're great. But we're gonna have a shift here where they're suddenly gonna be older and they're gonna be played by different actors. And I was afraid, I was terrified when that happened because I was like, oh no, what if the new ones aren't as good as the other ones are?
Yeah.
But they were fine. They were in some ways better, and in like my fears were unfounded. Like they were fine. So amazing job on the casting. Like amazing job on like sometimes there's times where I'm like I can't like tell like necessarily that it was different actors. I was like, it's that same person, but they're older. I can see it. They obviously look alike. It's got to be the same person, right? Except it's not. It's a totally different actor. Um,
So I was looking it up really quickly, and in total, from episode 1 all the way to episode 8, the final time jump, there is a total of 19 years. So throughout the season, all the time jumps combined is 19 years. So that is a lot of time that we have passed throughout the entire show. Because I was actually kind of wondering that, because like I was kind of with it for a while there, and then I kind of just lost track of it, after a while. But yeah, no, I think there was concerns for other people had too, of like whether or not the new actors would be good or not, or if they would like the show still as much with the new actors or whatever. But for me, I was always like, I mean, hey, everybody, I have no complaints acting wise. I think everybody did pretty good,
mhm.
for
Yeah.
what they were supposed to do. So there was
Fuck that
nobody that I was
dick,
like, man,
Crispin Cole.
eh,
he
I just
doesn't
think it's funny
age.
how I know,
It's
right?
funny.
Okay, I will say one thing about the time jump stuff.
Mhm.
Some people look like they age significantly, like Viserys. Obviously, what helped. Well, what didn't help with him was the disease, obviously. But he looked like shit each episode.
He look
Like
rough.
progressively. And then you have guys like fucking Damon and fucking Crispy Cole that look the exact same, and you're like, how the fuck in 19 years do you look the exact same? Like that kind of is a little like, I don't know. I get that in real life, some people also actually don't change much, but man, I don't know, dude. Like
Fucking,
I
they
feel
got
like some of
Ralph
these people,
Macchio jeans.
I know, right? I'm like, what? Like surely they'd have. I don't know. It just it's a little weird when you see like fucking Allison and Rhaenyra like grow up, but then Damon looks the exact same, and fucking Crispy Cole looks the same, and fucking what's her name, and the sea snake look the same still too. And it's like, man, there's a huge time jump through all these years, and they look exactly the same. But no, yeah, it's interesting seeing all the because this show obviously is, as we know, Game of Thrones in general. The politics of it are very like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, who can you trust, and what have you done for me lately, kind of thing. Of
The
like, all right,
betrayals.
well, yeah, there's all kinds of flip flopping and shit too, because there's that's how you play the Game of Thrones, right? Like, it's a mess. It's a whole fucking thing. But yeah, just seeing how all like from the beginning of the season we had like obviously we started off with like Viserys and Allison and Otto and Rhaenyra and Damon, and then over the episodes like the cast like grew more and more, and
There's so many
you know
characters.
there is
There's
so many.
characters. There's characters we get in the last two episodes where I'm like, where have you been? Like the Eric and Arik, the two
Mhm.
Kingsguard guys, the twins. I was
Yeah.
like, look at this dude, Eric. I like this guy. Where the fuck's he been this whole time?
He's the dude that brings fucking Rhaenyra her dad's crown to her, man.
Yeah.
Like, and
I'm
like
like, this
swore his
dude's.
allegiance to her after
You
that,
know, I
man.
was like, I respect that man. Like, even though his brother's picking like the other side, he's staying true to what he thinks is
Which
right.
there's a cool scene at the end of the not at the end, but during that last episode where they're on the bridge again, kind of reminiscent to the second episode. Remember when they're at Dragonstone and they're on the bridge or whatever, and you got Otto and Damon like
Mm-hmm.
talking to each other, and Rhaenyra arrives on her dragon. You have like one brother on one side and one on the other, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool, man. Visually, there's a lot of really cool shots in this, like that last episode with the dragon chase when they're like in the storm and they get out of the storm, and you get like that little momentary, like really quick, like kind of relief of like, oh man, we're out of the storm before the bad shit happens. But
Chomp.
the, yeah, before the chomp, for the big munch, the big munching. But so yeah, I don't know much about like the book or anything like that. So all of this was new to me. I don't think we got to say that at the beginning. I don't know if Josh has read the books or anything either
I
like that
haven't.
either. But
Most of my info is like secondhand. Like, I might talk to Thak, and he knows all this stuff. So like, I might get info
yeah,
there, or I might look at the Reddit or the wiki if there's something that I'm kind of curious about. Type of deal.
yeah, I
Um.
know I know a little bit of things, but not a whole lot.
Mhm.
So I kind of know like I know that like characters are supposed to die, and here, which obviously like not much of a spoiler because we're watching Game of Thrones and people die all the fucking
You
time.
win or you
You know?
die, I believe. So.
Yeah, so I know like some stuff about future characters that are supposed to die and all that, but um, yeah, I mean, I don't know like how or when or anything like that. I just know that they're going to at some point. Uh, but yeah, I really enjoyed this season though. It was really good. Like there
Mhm.
wasn't for me any episode where I was like, man, this sucks, or man, can we speed this up, or man, I really wish we were back doing this other thing. Like it was always like one of those shows that's like always like keeping you on your toes and keeping it intense, and like I don't know, it's just good at that, man. Like it's one of those shows that really like I want to see other people's reactions to this. Like probably after we're done with this, I'm gonna watch some reactions to it because for the last
Yeah.
episode, because I want to see what people think, man. Like it's
Same.
like like it's good shit, man. Like it really like makes you wanna see what's going on, dude. Because like not every show's like that, dude. Like some shows you're like, okay, I watch it, but I don't watch reactions of it. Like I'm just like, all right, cool. I watch it, I've seen it, that's it. I'm good enough with that. But with this one, it's always been like, okay, so each episode is done. I'm gonna go look up reactions for it to see what people are are thinking. Um, so yeah, I gotta definitely respect the fact that uh this show has managed to do that, despite after what we said earlier about not being super excited about it at the beginning when it was first announced or whatever, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Man, I was just sitting here thinking, on top of all the characters that we meet and are still meeting and names that we're learning, we have fucking just as many dragons because there's so many fucking people that are
Yeah,
Targaryens that
dude.
have dragons that to remember all their names too. It's like a lot. Uh, it's not a knock. It makes sense that they all have names, but it's like, whoo, I can't remember all these, especially the dragon
No,
names.
it's
'Cause
true. No, yeah, that's one thing about like not being super familiar with Game of Thrones or shit or with this. I'm trying to remember name like it's bad enough remembering the characters' names because first of all, they all have super similar ass sounding names, right? You got
Mhm.
you got two Aegons, you got two Viseryses, you got Aemond and Daemon, you got Rhaenyra and Rhaenys. You got fucking was it Rayla as well, like one of the granddaughters or whatever. That was like Bela and fucking you got Jacaerys and Lucerys and fucking uh you got like another Joffrey and man, there's this universe reuses their names way too much, bro. And I say this as somebody who's named after, like I'm the third, right? So uh, I shouldn't. It's funny for me saying that, but this show is on another level. This universe, I should say, Game of Thrones, being like having so many similar names and shit. It's like, come on, man. Like, so it's bad enough trying to remember everybody's names, and then on top of that, you throw, oh, here's Moon Dancer and fucking Vagar and Melis and all these fucking. What was the name of the Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert for the final episode, final episode finale. What was the name of the dragon that got killed there at the end? That got munched? Arax, something like that.
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
Arax. Anyway, there's too many fucking names to keep track of. I was trying to do my best. I even got confused at like Jacaerys and Lucera. I was like, which one's which? Which one's the young? I got it now, especially after this most recent episode. Because you got to kind of know who's the one, which one was the one that died. But and then even Aemond and Aegon, I was like, fuck, dude, why are they so similar?
Well, you get Aemond and you also get Vaemond with a V. There's one with an
Yeah.
A and one with a V, and it sounds the exact fucking same almost. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, it is really hard for me to keep names straight. So I'm glad they use names very often. I'm glad they say them very often. It's still really hard for me to remember the dragon names because they're not said a lot, and also there are a lot of dragons. That's one thing the show has.
Syrax and Caraxes and
Tons of
whatever,
dragons. Dragons that are unclaimed, like Vermithor or
At
whatever the
least-
fuck his name is.
Yeah, Vermithor. At least the show ain't lying about its title, man. There is a house and they full of dragons. That's
And
true.
they look good, guys. They
they
actually
do look
look
good.
great.
They look great. I don't know if people are complaining about that. I think they've looked good the entire season. So I don't.
Mhm.
People are complaining about that. I don't get that a fucking opinion. I think that has to be just people shitting on CG because like in general because like how do you say that looks bad when they've looked good the whole season?
Yeah, I think the dragons look fine.
But anyway,
You get your boy Larry Strong and his foot fetish.
oh my god, dude, the Strongs. Yeah, you get the Strong family. Which by the way, I really liked Lord Lionel Strong.
I
the
did
hand
too.
dude who was the head. He was one of the like most like trustworthy dudes in this
Mhm.
entire fucking universe. And he got done so dirty by fucking stupid ass Laris, dude. That's messed up. And what he do that for? Just so he can, rise up on his own. Because
He's like,
he's
hey,
like, oh
girl,
well, my
let me see them
dad and my
feet.
brother. Oh God, yeah. He's like, I got one of mine's don't work, so let me see yours.
Oh, Lord, 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 Lord.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, the costumes. Oh my
Oh,
God.
costumes are great.
Oh, they're so
Costumes are
good.
great.
The armor looks great. Do you have a favorite costume?
I
Like, do you have a favorite one?
well, I don't know if I have a favorite, but you know which one points out, like which one I like stands out to me is fucking uh Aegon's like king drip. Like when he gets like proclaimed as king and he's
Mm-hmm.
walking down with the dudes and with the swords and everything. The all black with the crest and the fucking crown and black fire and everything. I was like, that is some heavy drip right there. That shit. Dude, I was like, man, it's drip or drown, and this brother's floating, man. He out here. He was looking drippy as shit in that, dude. And then like a lot of but to be honest, a lot of the armor stuff look cool. Like I know you really like. Well, I'll let you say it. The one that you like, the armor that we saw
I've
recently.
there's two I really like, and my favorite is Damon's at the tournament. Like that's my favorite one. But
With the helmet and everything.
Rhaenys's armor, yeah, and the helmet. Rhaenys's armor when in the fucking episode, in the Green Council episode, which is the second to the last episode, when she pops up on fucking Melee's, and she's got on like the red fucking dragon scale armor. I was like, yo, that looks so fucking dope. I like how it's like it's not got big shoulder pads on it or anything. I like that it was simple, but God, it looks so cool. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, man, I bet you feel like a fucking badass just going in the wardrobe that day and they're like, yo, we're gonna put you in this fucking dragon scale mail armor. We're gonna put you on the back of a green screen dragon, and you're gonna be a badass today. And I'd be like, fuck, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Badass.
Imagine, I can only imagine what people's faces are like when they see what they get to wear in the show. Because I would be
Right?
like, I'd have the biggest eyes. Like, I get to wear that. I get to have that sword. Oh man, it's so cool. I'd be trying to take that shit home with me. I'd be like, I'm leaving with this armor, and there's nothing you can do to stop me because I'm wearing armor. Like, there is some awesome costumes.
Yeah, there really is. Again, I'm like trying to think of like more like other things that I have issues with, and like we kind of touched upon some of the things already, but like there's just this show just does so much right that I like don't have much wrong with it. Like
Even
like the
even the
fact
kid actors are great.
I think it's a big like telling the fact that I have to like try to reach out or find issues with it as opposed to just having them already is kind of a good sign. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I really enjoyed this season, man. It was really 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 well done. I was reading an article on I believe on Variety actually, where co-creator and executive producer Ryan Condal says that they're going to begin shooting in 2023. So now that this season is over, obviously we're gonna have to have a bit of a wait. Probably maybe like a 2-year wait time because if they haven't even started filming yet and they don't start filming until early next year, that means they're gonna have to film and there's gonna be post production and all that. So I would say like a 2-year wait makes sense for
Mm-hmm.
the next season. Which is kind of a shame because I really enjoyed this quite a bit, but I always say that rushing things is never a good thing. Take your time with it. Do it the way you want to do it, and the way it should be, and we'll be be good. But yeah, uh, we'll definitely be here. Looking forward to it, and we'll definitely be talking about it when it comes out as well. Uh, yeah, I just really enjoyed this season, man. Like again, Patty, all the actors and actresses, and everybody just absolutely killed it, man. I really thoroughly had a great time with this. It was fun, like watching and talking about this with other people as well. Um, and then now talking about it with you, it's been really cool, like seeing what some of your favorite stuff is about it, and what we enjoyed, and all that good stuff. Um, but yeah, I did you have any like favorite characters, or are you like me where I'm like, man, it's tough to pick a character because you never know who's gonna go, or you don't know like what's gonna, you don't know who's
Um,
actually bad or anything.
I like all of them, right? But like toward the this is
Yeah.
gonna sound weird because it's like a character we just met, but Sir Eric was like I really like that guy. That character is like a standout for me, but I think the biggest one is Viserys, Patty.
Mhm.
Especially, and I'll tell you my favorite episode right now if we want to talk about that is like
Okay.
episode 8, man, when he comes into the throne room and goes to the
He
throne and all
has
that.
he's like final big like moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that final moment, and he loses his crown, and Damon gets it and puts it on his head. Like genuine emotions, bro. Like it was real. It was real to me.
It was real to me. Yeah.
Yeah, if I can, but seriously, that's probably my favorite episode because of that moment when he's like, "I'll sit the throne today," like goddamn right, and it's after Rhaenyra's made her plea, like, "You fucking fight for me, back me up," or whatever the fuck she says to him. Can't remember exactly the wording, but the basic is like fight for me kind of deal. And he fucking goes down. He's got his goddamn mask on. He's fucking falling apart, but he's holding himself together long enough to get to that throne and make it very fucking clear that regardless of anybody in this fucking room, I'm king and I make the decisions around here. And when fucking Vayman pulls the his daughter's a whore, and he fucking pulls the dagger out, I genuinely believe that old crippled man could kill that guy because I felt it. I knew he could. I knew he was gonna do it. Then Damon chops his head off. But like fucking hell, it was like that's my favorite episode. Is episode 8. How about you, DT? What did you think? What you got a favorite
That's a
episode?
really good episode, and I like that one a lot too because of Viserys as well. Like that's his like final, like he knows he's dying. He's like, all right, this is my final hurrah, so to speak, right? Like I'm gonna gather my family. Otto, we gonna have dinner tonight, so you better round everybody up, or you better make it happen because we got everybody here rounded up, and this is it, dude. Like I'm gonna enjoy dinner with the fam, and I'm checking out. Um, and yeah, just his his, his whole like thing of like trying to keep everybody together and trying to do what he could to do that, and you just know that like there's no way there's no way that they're gonna listen to him because obviously they don't. But you want him. You just can't help but root for him, man. Like Viserys was a good dude, man. He always talked about like or yeah, before he died, he always talked to Otto or Lionel, the Hand or whoever was with him at the time about like what will history think of me, right? Like, am I gonna be uh you know like what are they gonna refer to me as? Because I didn't go through any wars. I didn't have any like I wasn't tested, like other like he wasn't a conqueror like Aegon. And now obviously he's, Viserys the Peaceful because, under his rule there were very peaceful times apart from the civil war that was brewing in his own house. So he was a good one, man. He was a real one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I really like that eighth episode for sure. if I have a favorite overall, I don't know, man. I just, to be honest with you, I just
They're all
enjoyed
fucking good. Yeah.
I enjoyed every single episode. Like I don't even know. I'm trying to think of like if there was one that had like something in it that maybe would like put it to the top for me. But they were all just so good, man. Like earlier when I was talking about how there was not a moment in any episode where I was like, man, I wish we were doing other stuff, or wish we were, moving to other things, because it was really well done, man. It was really, really, really well done, this whole show. And there was a lot that happened, and a lot of interesting characters that came and went. And yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite episode. They were all just so good. I'm just glad that the show was good, man, because
Mm-hmm.
again, after Game of Thrones, I was like, dude, we're hopeful, but we don't know. And honestly, now that it's all over, I can say I really, really enjoyed this show, man. Like I really did. Like while it was on for the past 10 weeks, it was like one of my favorite shows to watch, because it kept me like locked in and intrigued, and it made me want more at the end of every episode. And more than like any other show that we had been watching recently that was live, like none of the other ones were like this, I think, for me. I don't know if that was the case for you at all, if any of the
No,
other
I
ones,
think I
but
agree with you. Like
like out of all,
nothing
and
grabbed
I
me like
say
this
this,
did.
and I say this even over Star Wars, dude, like even over Andor, like fucking House of the Dragon had me like, yo, next episode, I can't wait. I can't wait to be here next week, dude. But we'll talk about Andor when we get to Andor, which is not to say that I haven't been enjoying Andor, but I'm just,
Mm-hmm.
you guys know
I
how
got
much
you.
I love Star Wars, and for something else, for me to be excited about something else more than that is kind of big, I think. But anyway, we'll talk about Andor when we get to Andor. I am enjoying Andor. Um although it's very different, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, but yeah, man, I just I just really like the show, man. Lot of good, interesting characters that I'm very curious to see where they go from here on out, especially with the consequences of the finale here. Uh, we really gonna have the dance of the dragons now, dude. Like if they didn't think shit was going down before, boy oh boy, it is, it's going on, it's going down,
All I can
real.
think of when what happened in the last episode happened was like I was thinking of Rambo, and like you're gonna be like, Josh, what the fuck are you talking about, Rambo? There's a line in the original movie where he's like, they drew first blood, not me. Like, and a lot of that last episode is Rhaenyra being like, I'm not gonna be the one to kick this off. I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna start war over it, and she's not. It's another character that does it, and like my brain just
Yep.
immediately went, they're the ones that drew first blood, not me, and that's what happened. And we're gonna get fucking war in these next seasons, and I can't wait. It's gonna be a fucking.
It's gonna be intense as shit, man.
It's
I
gonna
can't
be
wait.
awesome armor. We're gonna get awesome battles with dragons and fucking weapons, and we're gonna see some fucking Starks probably. We're gonna see Winterfell again possibly, like depending on what they do.
Yeah, we saw
Mhm.
Baratheon in his last episode, and we didn't
Which,
get a whole lot of
which
Starks
fuck that
this whole
punk,
show.
fuck that punk ass Baratheon piece of
I mean,
shit.
that guy couldn't read, so
Bobby B,
sucks to be that dude.
you, Bobby B is the best of you, you little punk.
Gods, I was strong then. Get the breastplate stretcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Bobby B, man. Still him and Ned are my two favorites from Game of Thrones. I don't even care if they're only in the first season, dude. They're the best.
Mm-hmm.
But
The music was great as always. Music's
oh,
always
dude, yeah,
good.
music. Ramen Djawadi was fantastic.
Man's a
We haven't even.
machine.
I can't believe we hadn't even mentioned that until now. Yeah, that was music is really
It was
good.
definitely on the list of things I wanted to mention before we were done. It was like, oh, the music's so good. How did you feel about him keeping the main theme? Because I know some people didn't like it.
I was fine with it. I mean, honestly, I would have been fine either way. Like, I think it makes sense to keep it because it's still, you want to, like, remind people that it's Game of Thrones still, and you know you have the intro that kind of helps you with that, and I don't mind it. I mean, I would have been fine if they would have changed it. I know some people were like, "Oh, I wish they would have changed it," whatever. I don't care, dude. It's fine.
I liked it.
I
I'm
think it
glad they
works
kept it.
still for this too. So I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
I do have a little bit of a hard time noticing changes on the new opening because I know there are changes that happen, but it's like I have a hard time noticing it personally. Like I used to be when Game of Thrones did things right and they changed the whole map as it opened. I could tell when things changed. I have a very hard time noticing when things change on the new one, but that's not a complaint. It's just like I don't really notice it as much, which is probably my eyes.
Yeah.
Um.
That oh, dude, that map at the end was cool. That they like lit up. You
Yeah.
know when they
The
were looking at it,
dragon,
that was really
Dragonstone
dope. With the
man.
Dragonstone, yeah. A lot of cool stuff like that. Oh shit, we didn't even mention Viserys' like giant fucking model city
Oh
thing that he
yeah,
spent
he's one of
fucking
us.
years upon years of doing. I was like, that is awesome, dude.
I was like, let's play D&D in there. Let's go. That's a hell of a battle map right there.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
Um, I'm sitting here looking and like, I think this is the first thing I've ever seen Matt Smith in. I've never watched
Really?
anything else that had him in it. I think he's great.
Huh. Dude, you haven't
Like
seen Morbius? Come on, man.
no, I haven't seen Morbius, so I'm not going to.
No, he's been in obviously he's known for like Doctor Who and
Mm-hmm.
uh you know, he's been in several other things. I've seen him in other stuff here and there. But yeah, one of the big things he's known for is like Doctor Who and The Crown. He's also in that. He's pretty good in that. Um uh yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff, but
Yeah, I'm looking at his
that's cool.
filmography and I'm like, never seen anything that he's in.
That's cool
So
that you know, this is the first way you see him because he's you know, in more recent years played more of an asshole kind of character as opposed to, you know, being, you know, Doctor Who or whatever the fuck he's done in the past. You know, that's more like not like this.
mhm.
So yeah. Um yeah, also another guy we haven't talked about a lot is Reese fans, man. He was really good too. He was fucking Otto Hightower. He was
Man,
great, man. Like
fuck the high towers.
he
No, I'm kidding.
was
He's great though.
he,
Yeah.
dude was good. Like in terms of like even just like seeing his like sometimes he wouldn't say anything, but just the look on his face, you know, that he would make or whatever, you'd be like, "Oh man, look at this guy.
In certain lights,
Look
you
at
look
this
so
fucking
much like
guy."
your mother. I'm like,
That was
man,
weird.
fuck you.
But yeah, no. And he's been in a bunch of stuff too, man. He was
Yeah.
fucking
I've definitely seen him
you
and
know,
stuff.
Dr. Kurt Connors, you know, the Lizard and the Amazing Spider-Man and No Way Home, and he was fucking Rasputin and the Kingsman, and uh yeah, he's been in several things, dude. Like he's pretty good usually. But yeah, no, I
Which,
just go for it.
I was just gonna ask, which side are you on? Are you team green or team black?
Oh man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm on that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm on any side. I'm just here for the ride, dude. I'm here for the show, for the spectacle of it all. I was team Viserys, man, but he's dead now, so he can't keep anybody together now. We're like I said, we're definitely getting the Dance of the Dragons now. Um yeah, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. I think like obviously we see that Aemond and Vagar fucked up at the end there. Well, you know, like he like it was Vagar's fault, but it was also Aemon's fault for instigating that further than it should have been, right?
hmm
Um So that's really gonna. I'm really curious to see like the consequences. Well, we know the consequences of that, but like I really want to see what comes next after that. Um, there's because he himself, Eamon, seems like a very like out of all the kids that we've seen over the like through each episode, he was the one that is probably gonna be the most like battle combat ready because he's done the training. He has the biggest fucking dragon in the world, and he just seems like the most badass out of all of them, right? I mean, when they went to go find Aegon, he was telling Kristen like, "Yo, I'm the one that's like put the years of work into this. Like I was reading the books, I was doing the training. My bum ass brother over here making little kids grow their nails out and claw each other and fucking, being a bum under the fucking, wherever the hell the white worm had him in, and he just, like Aegon's a piece of shit, dude. Like, he's a fucking rapist and he,
Hmm.
has all these bastard children running around everywhere. He didn't even want to be king. And like he married, they fucking got him to marry his sister and shit, and like it's all fucked up. So he's gonna be an interesting character to see going forward because he's like one of those dudes that's like he's a bad guy, but he's kind of a badass. So he's like, oh man, he's like like I want to see him like do some cool shit, but you're like, damn, everything he does is not gonna be cool though. But but he's definitely gonna be a badass out there. So I don't know. I think the way I feel about him is the way people feel about or Damon. It's
Yeah.
like people really like Damon, but he also does some shady shit from time to time. So I don't know. I'm just curious to see where there's gonna be a lot of battles and a lot of cool shit coming, man. So I can't wait to see all that. Um, but I do like that we took the time in season one to kind of get to know all these characters and see their motivations and their actions and why they're the way that they are and just all the backstory and setup to the coming war, in next season. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So I never once thought this was like like so slow to the point where I'm like, man, I wish they would speed this up, because it was just even just having the dialogue and the interactions between characters was fantastic to me.
Yep. Yep. It was a hell of a show. I was really happy. I don't have a lot more to say on it. We've covered like everything I wanted to talk about. I'm fine not doing episode by episode breakdowns going forward. But I really love just talking about the things that we love, like which is like give Patty a fucking Emmy. By God, like you know how hard it is. Like you see him deteriorate over many
Each
episodes over a
episode.
period of time, like from young to falling apart, like, and he is
Literally.
fantastic and all of that, like, and it when he's walking to the fucking chair at the end, he is an old man. Like I don't, he is that character in that moment, like. So give that motherfucker an award. Give him all the awards. Give him all the love, attention, everything he wants or needs. Give it to him. Cast him in other things. He's great. Fantastic. And that's about all I have to say on the House of the Dragon.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it then, man. There you have it. There you have our thoughts on the show. Really, really enjoyed it. Look forward to, you know, season 2 when that comes out. But yeah, that'll do it. For this week of the Clockwork Cantina. We will return next week with our Halloween special.
Yeah.
What? We're doing it. Well, actually, we're doing it a day. I think we're doing it a day early. Actually, now that I remember.
That's
So we
right.
won't even be streaming on Monday. We'll be streaming on Sunday, I believe. Doing it. So that will be interesting. Um. So yeah, join us for the Halloween special. We'll be dressing up for that. So hope you guys come check that episode. We're just gonna be talking about Halloween stuff, and we're gonna be having a special guest as well. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun talking spooky movies and Halloween and all that. So yeah, I will. We'll see you guys next week for that one.
All right.
And yeah, let's close it out, man.
All right, DT, you were on the main screen, my friend. You're up.
Alrighty, thank you for watching or listening, hanging out here with us today for the 136th episode of the podcast. Um, another month almost over, and we're almost into the 140s. We're almost closing out the 130s here. Coming up for me, I'm still gonna be streaming more Phobia, Saint Dean for Hotel, and then after that we'll play maybe a couple more spooky games, and then we'll head into the November schedule, uh, which is going to include some pretty cool stuff, such as Wolfenstein 2, and the new Plague Tale game, Plague Tale Requiem. So stay tuned for all of that. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait to play it. Looking forward to all that stuff. But yeah, that'll do it for me, man. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out and listening and all that good stuff. We'll see you next week for Halloween. Have a good one, everybody. See you later. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the show. Appreciate you guys. Give us your thoughts on House of the Dragon. Tweet at us, post in Discord, all that good stuff. Let us know what you think. Also, make sure to check out the Dice Shop if you're so kind. 902 Dice Creations, Etsy, TikTok, Instagrams, my Twitter, all that stuff. If you want to see photos, I have videos, things up there if you're interested in any of that stuff. Appreciate it if you check it out. Go buy something for the holidays. I'm gonna be having a pre-Christmas sale. God, talking's hard. So yeah, check that stuff out. Also, I want to get back in the streaming at some point, so we'll be probably doing that at some point. Maybe doing some RimWorld, and might put on that mod that Phenom had that was letting them interact with chat. That was cool. I'm going to be playing a tabletop thing tomorrow, so I'll be talking about that next week. I have joined up with a crew of folks that are going to be learning to play the Dune tabletop RPG, and I joined in on that. People I have no idea who they are, don't know anything about them, just found them randomly. But a few weeks ago, we had a one of those invoice therapy sessions about reaching out and meeting new people and trying to be more comfortable with that. So I did it. So I'll give you guys info on that probably next week when we do the what we've been up to. Other than that, thank you for checking out the show, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.